Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I have a 1980s classic here that if you saw this going down the road and you didn't know what it was, you might be surprised once that light turns green and the owner hits that gas pedal. This is a 1987 Buick Grand National. Now, if you don't know anything about what a Grand National is, it basically is a Buick Regal that has been modified. And where it's been modified is right there underneath the hood. We're talking about a 3.8 liter V6 with a turbo. This thing, I'm telling you, back in the 80s, cars with V8s would fear this Buick because the power coming from that turbocharged V6 was unbelievable. And also the styling. Now, I hope you like black because all of them came in this color. Now, Buick did have a Regal T-Type that you could get silver, but if you want a Grand National, they come in black and black only. Another thing I want to point out, if this one doesn't have enough power for you, they actually had even a more limited edition called the Buick Grand National GNX. Those have a little bit wider wheel, a little bit wider fender, bigger turbo, putting out more power, and those are even more rare. These cars, you watch Mecum, you watch Barrett Jackson, they're going well over $50,000, $60,000, even higher depending on mileage, depending if it is a Grand National or a GNX. Let's check out the front of this. Now, this is going to be your typical 1980s Regal styling. So when it comes to the actual styling of this car, it's meant to look like this because it's based off of Regal. So very simplistic with the grille, the quad headlights. When we look at those quad headlights, you might say, wow, that looks so outdated. But hey, back in the 80s, this was the styling. I want Tom to show you this logo here. This is a very important logo. This is the logo of the Grand National. And what this is in reference to is that turbocharged engine that's underneath the hood. Since we're talking about it, let's check it out underneath the hood. There it is, that 3.8 V6. There's the turbo. This is what I love about these cars back then. Not a bunch of plastic covering everything up. You could see the turbo clearly right there. You could see it's fuel injected. These cars, I'm telling you right now, surprised the heck out of the whole car industry with how powerful they were. And you might say, well, my grandfather drives a Buick and it's slow as hell. Listen, this is not your grandfather's Buick. If you go back to the late 60s, 70s, and that muscle car era, Buick was doing it back then with big, huge V8s and whatnot and high performance. This is what they were doing, though, at the time when it came to the 1980s. But you could see how all the tubing is right there for you to see, and it's the power, the unbelievable power. But let's go ahead and check out the side of this car. If you look at the side of this Buick Grand National, I want Tom to focus on the wheels. Those wheels are Grand National specific. That is a style that was during the time of the 80s. And if you look at Pontiac Trans Ams, if you look at Firebirds and whatnot, they had a very similar style wheel to it. So I really like those wheels. Like I said, the GNX has that extra. So if this isn't good enough for you, you could go GNX. Let's check out the interior. Now, when you see this interior, you're probably going to say, what the hell is this, a performance car? Listen, like I said, this is a Buick Regal. This is what the 1980s were all about, guys. If you weren't alive back then or you didn't know what was going on, this is what the styling was. More focus is underneath that hood. But you can see how this owner has it beautifully kept. This car is in excellent condition. If you look on the headrest, Tom will show you there's that Buick Grand National logo that's telling you it's a turbocharge. Another thing before we move to the back of the car, I want Tom to show you the back of the hood. I absolutely love this hood. It's got that extra bulge in there to show you that, hey, this is something with a little bit more power. There's that 3.8 turbocharged logo on the side. Very, very nice. I think black is really the best color for it, and that's why I think they went with just black. Let's check out the rear of the car. A lot of the styling, if you're a NASCAR fan, especially a NASCAR fan from the 80s, that's what Buick was running in NASCAR against the Monte Carlos and whatnot. You can see they added this nice little kick-up spoiler and very simplistic with the back. I think this is probably one of my favorite logos of all time. There's that Buick Grand National logo telling you that it's intercooled, turbocharged. I'm telling you, if you've never seen one of these in person, they are quite a sight. And if you've never ridden one, I challenge you to try to get in behind the wheel of one of these. When I was a little younger, there was a neighbor of mine that had one of these, and these things, I'm telling you, will surprise you when you hit that gas pedal. But anyways, if you like 80s cars like this, leave a comment in that comment section. If you haven't been to my website, ratiesrides.com, check You can leave messages directly through there. If there's anything in particular you want to see, leave a comment, let me know. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee it's worth coming back. I got stuff coming out every single day. And like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.